What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome into our Thursday live show. Whoa there, we're getting crazy here on AFC Championship week. And we need you to get crazy in the comments because we want everybody who is subscribed to the channel to be watching the show because it's an important one. So get down in there and type some KCs. Everybody who doesn't gets a shout out. I know we got our mans Tony Fuentes and Time in the Buckeye hanging out with us, but I also see Paul Amos. We see Bray Garcia going, go Ravens? Get him out of here. Type the KCs. Type the KCs. Larry Wynn, John Bravstein, Tammy Jackson is hanging out with us. Everybody type those KCs because I already see we have somebody in here who is rooting for the Ravens. We don't need that. We don't need that. Daniel Longstaff and Jeanette White. Cameron Clark is hanging out with us today. It's a great day to have a good day. It's a great day to have a good day, and we love the KCs going. Chris Berger, Cameron Clark, James Williams, Sango Chiefs, Tony hanging out with us. Cameron's still typing the KCs. Let's freaking go. I love it because it means we're just going to have more of a good time with the more people we have in there. We got 44 people in here, so hit those KCs and hit the like button as well. The more likes, the more Chiefs fans are going to come hang out with us. So right now, you're typing those KCs. Take a pause for just a second. Just a second. I know it's hard. Scroll down just a little bit. Little like button. You're going to see it. Like and then heart. Hit the like button. I'd certainly appreciate it. Plus, it helps this stream grow and grow and grow. And make sure we have a bigger party on our hands here for our first Thursday live show. A double live show week. Crazy. Crazy. I know, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Larry Wynn, HBTC. Let's go. We got Susan M. typing KC. There we go. Paulie must have an F Baltimore. Stan Martin. Keep hitting those like buttons. Keep hitting those like buttons. We love it. We love it. Also got a question for you. I know with the game coming up here on Sunday, I want to know where you're watching this game from. Are you going to the game? You're at the stadium? Type S. You going to a bar? Well, then type B. You're watching on the couch, going to have the game on in front of you, going to have the Chiefs Report on your right watching it with us. Well, then type C. You going to a friend's house to watch the Chiefs Report and the game with them. Then type F. Let me know where you're watching this game from coming up on Sunday afternoon. Ty-Man's watching it from his couch with the Chiefs Report. I know he's going to be here. We got Tony Fuentes hanging out with us as well. Duncan's going to watch it on his couch with us. Cameron Clark's going to watch it on his couch, hanging out with us. Tammy Jackson's watching it on his couch with us. John Bravstein's going to watch it at work, but it's okay because he's going to have us covered because he's going to watch it with us. Bubba's 33 in Wichita, Kansas. That's going to be a party, Daniel. It's going to be a party. Larry Wynn, couch/bar. There you go. Hang out with us on the couch. Go with friends to watch the bar. And we know we do have Sam Brown. I hear he knows some pretty good bars.
Yeah, sure. In the Dallas area, I've got some. We know. Where
You're a Sooner, so
we know where Paul is watching.
Tonganoxie, Kansas. Yeah, Tonganoxie.
Let us know.
I always gotta say that. I need a better one. Tonganoxie. There we go. Oh man, Tony, this is a special week. We'll see how it goes. Maybe if this stream goes well, the bosses will say, "Hey, maybe we'll do some more." Tammy Jackson says, "Oh, hey, Sam." Sam responds.
Hi, Tammy.
There we go. All right, Susan watching it from the couch. The Big Bad Wolf saying couch. Magnus saying C for couch, watching it with us. Fun fact, Magnus, do you want to know what name that is of a professional athlete? He's the number one athlete in the world for this.
Yes, for chess.
Yeah, Sam knows it. Sam knows it. Magnus Carlsen, I believe is his last name.
Yeah.
TikTok got me on that.
Yeah, shows up to a chess match like 45 seconds late. Shows up, hangs out.
He does not. That dude is insane.
He puts up his little piece.
Yeah, he like arranges them. I don't know. I was on chess TikTok for a while. I was on chess talk for a while.
Chess talk.
Yeah, chess TikTok.
Well, now my phone can hear me, so I'm probably gonna get it too.
I'm definitely gonna be sitting on my bed tonight watching Magnus Carlsen videos. Magnus is all the way here from Norway. Let's go. Cameron hanging out with us. Let's freaking go. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We got 43 people in here, yet only 18 likes. That means there's over half of you that haven't hit the like button. What are you doing? Go down there and hit that. It takes 2 seconds. Plus, what's the hurt? What happens if you like the video? It helps us. What happens if you don't? It helps us. It doesn't help us. Freaking come on. We're also going to be live for this AFC title game coming up here on the Sunday. We're going live 2 hours before the game. 2 hours. Because guess what? It's AFC Championship time, which means me and Sam working overtime all week long. That's why we've been putting 2 videos out every single day. We're going to get some to you. We're live on Sunday at 12 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you hang out with us and hit that sub button, because I'm telling you, hit that sub along with the notification bell. Then guess what? You're going to be able to get a notification for when we go live. That way, even if you forget we're going live at 12, at 11:30, you're going to wake up, you're going to have your coffee, you're going to be sitting around watching TV, you're going to get that alert. Oh, the Chiefs Sport's about to go live. Oh, I really want to hang out with them. Well, guess what? You'll know. There you go. So make sure you hit the sub and make sure you join us 12 p.m. Central Time or wherever you are. Quick facts. Where is Norway? What time would that be for him?
Norway is in Scandinavia and Europe. I'd imagine it's what? I'm going to go with an 8-hour time difference, so I'm going to guess it's 11:30.
All right. So for Magnus, 8:30.
Is it in Norway? Oh, it's 7 hours. 10:30.
Very close. Very
close.
Very close. Very close.
I knew France was 7. I assumed Norway would be 1 more over because England is 6, and those two aren't very far apart.
Yeah. Anyways, make sure you join us 12 p.m. What's your X factor for that game, by the way? Is there something that you're watching for, a player, a matchup, a stat, a uniform combo? I don't know. I mean, there's some really superstitious people, and I am one of them. I will be wearing the same shirt that I've worn to every game because we have one. So I'm going to keep going. Tony says Pacheco. Gary saying to contain Lamar. I agree. I think containing Lamar is going to be a big thing. We're going to talk about our X factors in this show, so I want to hear what yours is. So to see if my views, your views, all views are going in the right direction here. Guillermo Hernandez liked the video. Let's go. Let's go. Sam, I know you've been watching the Chiefs all year. You got an X factor for us?
Man, I think Chris Jones might be the X factor, actually.
Which is funny.
Oh,
Perfect
Cameron
timing.
Clark.
Perfect
Look at that.
timing.
Great minds. Great minds.
I was about to say, you literally said that as he typed.
I think Chris Jones needs to have a big game in order for the Chiefs to win, because you have to be able to disrupt Lamar's tempo as a passer to begin with. And you know he's going to get some of his plays as a runner. You accept that. You can't fully limit him. He's going to have a few chunk plays. But in the passing game, I think, is where they can really force Lamar into some uncomfortable situations, into some potential turnovers. And that starts with Chris Jones on the D-line.
That is fair. And then Magnus, we appreciate it.
Plus, he's got a big matchup. Tyler Linderbaum, all-pro center.
What a name, by the way. Linderbaum?
Yeah,
love it.
Dude,
that's a tackle's name
made
right
to be an offensive lineman.
That's tackle. Anyway, right on. Can't wait for Magnus. We'll see you there, man. Gary Bosis, Gay will be an X Factor. I agree. Willie Gay is going to be huge in that game. He's going to have to spy Lamar. And then Hardman also showing up from Gilbert Shaw. I definitely agree. Cameron saying our O-line needs to do the same they did against the Bills. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. We talk about them in today's show as well. If you do have a question, we are going to do a mailbag in this video, so do not worry. We're going to have 3 shows for you coming up all on today's show, with the last one being the mailbag. So, guess what? You get in there, use hashtag Chiefs. I already see Mr. Tony Fuentes putting in hashtag Chiefs, getting his questions in there, so you can get in there. Skip the line, by the way, if you want to make sure your question is, because, listen, we're expecting a lot of questions because, man, there's a lot of things happening here coming up to Sunday. So use hashtag Chiefs. Or you can skip the line and make sure you get your question in with a super chat. And, of course, as always, the deal we make on these live shows, same as on Tuesday, it's on today. Any super chat equalize a personalized Chiefs chat. And I'm going to do you one better on this. I don't have it with me, but I will make this deal because I know it's a special live show. Usually it's $20 to get on our Chiefs Hall of Fame board. We have it with us around the area. I'll make it $10 today. I'll make it $10 today to go get on the Chiefs Hall of Fame board. So half off right there if you would like to get on it. Don't have to worry about it too much, but I just want to throw that deal out there. It's a special Thursday live show. $10 super chat, bang, you're on our Chiefs Hall of Fame board. Normally it's 20. Today, it's 10. So, pretty easy to become a Chiefs legend. I know Sam's a Chiefs legend. I know we got a lot of Chiefs legends in there. But you can make it ingrained. $10 on Chiefs Hall of Fame board. You can get on there. We don't normally do this, and as I can quote Sam here, we love a good deal. Love a good deal. So we always know that.
I'm a man of deals. What can I say?
All right. Well, make sure you get those hashtag Chiefs in as well, because we want to have as many questions as humanly possible on this mailbag. And, well, it all starts with y'all. So hashtag Chiefs and put your question in And again, $10 you get on that Chiefs Hall of Fame board. What's coming up on today's show? We're giving you the latest Chiefs injury news. So kind of what's going on as the Wednesday, or rather Thursday injury report all came up. What's up, Jace, by the way? Jace Baker showing up, hanging out with us. We're also going to give you another AFC Championship preview with a more in-depth dive on key players, keys to the game, just kind of simple stuff like that. So make sure you get in with that. And as always, hashtag Chiefs to kind of get in with the questions. And you can keep doing it throughout the show. So you can do it right now. You can do it later. You can do it when the mailbag is about to start. Whatever way, just make sure you're getting your question, because we got 2 of these right here. If something pops up in these videos, that makes you kind of prompt, oh, I wonder what Jace thinks about that. I wonder what Sam thinks about that. Hashtag Chiefs. Bang, bang, bang. We can get
You want to know what I have to think about that?
What do you do?
I guess we'll have to find out, won't we?
Yeah.
I guess you'll have to get in hashtag Chiefs or skip the quay with the super chat.
There it is.
I got out of the way early.
There it is. You messed up. All right. Well, at least you did it early. Let's go into our first segment, why don't we? Huh? How about that? So, all right, let's get going here with our first segment of the day, which is going to be, let me pull up the doc real quick. I'm sure I have everything ready. Hold on. Jace had a little oopsie there. Hold on. Well, oopsie, I had the wrong thing up. All right, there we go. Now we're ready to go. Yeah, let's get going here on the latest injury news, all coming to you right here on the Chiefs Report. So hang with us all afternoon long. It's Thursday, which means day 2 of practices for the AFC Championship game with the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So today, we have more injury news, the latest on who practiced, who didn't practice, and what this means for the game going forward, and potentially one guy who may be officially ruled out, or at least looking like he's headed that way. We're talking all of that right here on the Chiefs Report, so let's kind of just forget all the nonsense and get right into it with the 4 players who are not practicing. This comes from Charles Goldman saying this from Andy Reid. Sky Moore, knee, Derek Nottie, his tricep, Isiah Pacheco, the toe, and Joe Thuney with his pec will all not practice today. All these guys did not practice yesterday. Obviously, Pacheco having the toe, pec, tricep, knee, all those still hanging on, and right now they're not just ready to go back yet. Now, I know the concern here, Isiah Pacheco misses the second day of practice. Luckily, Charles also followed up and said that Isiah Pacheco did do the walkthrough today. So it sounds like they're just being very, very cautious with him. So that's a good thing. You want to make sure that Isiah Pacheco is fully 100% coming up here on Sunday, because he is going to be a huge factor in determining who wins the AFC and will head to the Super Bowl to face either the Lions or the San Francisco 49ers. There is one way you can help, though. If you want good health for the Kansas City Chiefs, well, then subscribe today, because I'm telling you, the more Chiefs Report subscribers, the more health we are giving to the Kansas City Chiefs. I like to think we're like a bloodline to the Chiefs organization. The more likes, the more subs, the more comments, it all goes in the good vibes to the Kansas City Chiefs and shows how big, how loud, how proud Chiefs Kingdom is. So get down there and subscribe for the good health, because that's what we're doing for today's show. And I guarantee you it's going to work. And if somebody's not playing and you aren't subscribed, I'm going to have to come find you. And I know who isn't subscribed and I know who is. So just hit that sub button. That way you're in the safe right there. Let's dive a little more into these injuries. So obviously Sky Moore, Nottie, Pacheco, and Thuney. Thuney is the big one out of all these, just for the simple fact that it seems as though his is the most serious. Sky Moore still on IR. He did open up his 21-day practice window last week, but yet he is not practicing for the second day in a row. I highly doubt we will see him play come Sunday because of that. Derek Nottie with the tricep, I don't like that he's not practicing. Luckily, the defensive line did okay without him. I'm not going to say they've done as good last week as they've done in prior games with him, but the hope is maybe they can get him out there tomorrow for a limited participant, and he can be somewhat available coming up on Sunday against the Ravens. He got injured, obviously, back in that Miami game, and since then, the defensive line has been a little different. But Isiah Pacheco, let's kind of go back with him, and he is participating in walkthrough today. Now, what does that mean? Basically, he's not going to get it. He's going to go in, they're going to do the basics of practice, but when it comes to drills and all that stuff, he's going to take a seat. He's not going to do much, but he will be at practice, kind of hanging out with the team, doing some of the smaller things in the indoor. But overall, it seems as though he will be good to play. He said yesterday, when it comes game time, I absolutely will be good to go. But for now, it's looking like they just want to be extra cautious, which is fair because you have a running back that is a very, very key part to your offense. And he's been a workhorse back all year long. So I think it's safe to say you just got to make sure he is ready to go come Sunday. Because if you win this Sunday, guess what? Then you get 2 weeks to get healthy with the Pro Bowl in between there, the Pro Bowl games, whatever you want to call it, before the Super Bowl. So that's good. 2 guys to mention besides that, by the way, because you noticed that you didn't see one guy who left that, and then on top of which there was one more who was a limited participant yesterday. That seems as though he'll be limited today. Those 2 guys being Mike Edwards, who missed yesterday's practice with a concussion. He is now back at practice today. So that is certainly good. And then Willie Gay Jr., who has neck stiffness, he is probably going to be limited as well, but he will be at practice. So these 2 guys, they're very key members of the defense in different ways. Obviously, Mike Edwards, since Brian Cook's been injured, he's played very, very, very well, almost to the point where I'd say he has really upgraded the defense in a way. Now, I'm not going to trash Brian Cook and say he demoted them at all, but Mike Edwards has done some things that just really haven't been talked about. 51 tackles, 1 sack, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 interception. And if you remember in the Week 18 game, he actually returned a 97-yard fumble all the way. He was a part of that fumble-Ruski pitchback return against the Dolphins in Germany with Brian Cook. And the bigger thing besides all of that, you see on the top there 17 games, he's the only safety to play all 17 games. Brian Cook was injured. Obviously, Shamari Connor's been a rookie. Justin Reed missed a game. I believe his game he missed was the Chargers game, which in that case obviously was just kind of a simple thing, but I think it's kind of interesting to see that Mike Edwards was the only one to play all 17 because that's a big thing. And given he is at practice today, it is looking like he will play because with a concussion, you don't exactly know too much until the week of practice because every concussion is different. You have to go through protocol testing. All right, how's your vision? How can we test for concussion? Make sure that we get nothing left unchecked. Given he is on the field today in some capacity, and we're not even at the last day of practice, which would be tomorrow, that's a good sign. Good news is, even if he is limited or can't play whatever, you have Shamari Connor. You see him. He is the backup strong safety, but given Reed's experience, what they did was kind of had Reed play just in different formations, and Shamari would play. Deion Bush was the basically emergency guy in last week's game, and Shamari was the 3rd leading tackler versus the Bills. So if Edwards is unable to go, even though he is back at practice, you can trust that Shamari will be available and will be ready to go, along with he is a good asset to have. I do want to ask this because that Chiefs safety room is missing a starter, Brian Cook. And yet they still have done some amazingly impressive things this year. So I want you to grade this Chiefs safety room. Give it an A, give it a B, give it a C, give it a D, or give it an F. Let me know. Obviously, you know the grading scale. So go down there, get in the comments, and grade this Chiefs safety room A, B, C, D, or F. You can grade yourself, though, because guess what? You can get better with your New Year's resolutions with Factor and get a better grade all year long because Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, the prep work, the cooking fatigue, and instead get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Factor now offers loads of snack options like breakfast, smoothies, juices, snacks, and more to keep you going no matter what the schedule is. And even if you need a special occasion meal, don't worry. Gourmet Plus is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, upscale options done easy. Now, you can head to factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 and use code ChiefsChat50 to get 15% off. Once again, that's code ChiefsChat50 at factormeals.com/ChiefsChat50 to get 50% off. We're going to put that in the chat right now. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Go check it out right now down below. Here's my grade. I'm going with an A- here on this safety room. The reason it isn't an A+ is simply because they haven't, I'm a perfectionist in a way. A+ would have to be you haven't allowed any deep passes, which they have allowed. But overall, this safety room has been so underrated. They've been getting a lot of tackles. Justin Reed can be a kicker if you want him to. It's just kind of a lot of different things that the safety room has done. But again, I'm going A- because I'm a perfectionist, and they have allowed some deep passes. There's been some times where Tyreek Hill has burned them on a safety route. And a lot of times I think if it's one-on-one with the safeties, I'm not 100% sure they're going to tackle him. I'm 90, not 100, but still, I'm going with A-. It's pretty good. Willie Gay Jr., you mentioned him earlier in the show. He is still limited at practice, but the fact that he is on the field after being taken in and out of last week's game versus the Buffalo Bills is a good sign. And Willie, I think, could be a huge part to this game. Why, you ask? Being a linebacker and kind of the way he plays, he's always around the ball. And that's prevalent in his stats shown because the biggest stat, the one I want you to look at here, he only has one forced fumble, yet he's recovered 3 fumbles. Now, why would that be? It's because he's always around the football. It's because he's always in the right place. It's because he understands the defense better than a lot of people understand it themselves. He just has kind of this football mindset, this football IQ that I think him and both Nick Bolton share, where they're able to understand and diagnose a play as it goes and on the fly. Also helps that the pass breakups are 4 and interceptions are 1. But once again, he is just a huge piece for a lot of reasons, but the main one being Lamar Jackson is a very tough opponent to face. And especially with the way he moves his legs, I think Willie Gay not being able to be a full guy in that Bills game was a big time thing on why they had Josh Allen kind of running around the pocket and having 70-plus rushing yards. Now again, just like the safeties, if Gay is not able to go, I do trust this room will be fine. Obviously, you have Leo Chenal, technically the starter listed on the depth chart. Drew Tranquill will probably be the main starter in that strong side linebacker, but with Willie Gay Jr., he just kind of, again, has that presence on the field. I don't want to compare him to this because I think this is maybe a little bit too much, but it's almost like Chris Jones, where you just kind of have to think about him on every play. Even if he's not going to be on that side of the field, you have to kind of adjust that offense with him, so I hope we can still see him there. Now, if you want to see him and you want to see him with us, well, guess what? We're going to be live for this Chiefs versus Ravens game coming up on Sunday. So hit that subscribe button. We're going to be live at 12 p.m. Central Time. 2-hour pregame show. 2 hours. Come hang out with us. We're going to have a super awesome super chat giveaway along with a raffle item and a bunch of fun things for y'all to do while you hang out with us. So come do it. Subscribe down below, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Let's also go to another injury note. Adam Teacher had this one, I think, just more important here. The Chiefs are scheduled to practice this afternoon without Pacheco, Thuney, and Nadi, obviously. But he mentions one player that wasn't mentioned on the previous tweet, Trey Smith. Now, Smith missed yesterday's practice after illness, but the good news is he's back today along with Mr. Mike Edwards, who had that concussion. I kind of expected this from the talk that Andy Reid had yesterday. It was basically saying, yeah, he's out this practice, but he'll be back tomorrow. And it's important because this offensive line is already probably going to be missing Joe Thuney. It sounds like he is pretty much locked to not play. And he's been a big part of what has been an awesome offensive line. In fact, one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. They did allow in 2023 the second least amount of sacks allowed. 20 snacks. I wish it was snacks. 28 sacks allowed in 2023. Also, where the heck did the Packers come from? I didn't even know they had a freaking good offensive line. Anyway, that's the point. But 28 sacks allowed in 2023, and that's because of Joe Thuney. That's because of Creed Humphrey. That's because of Trey Smith. That's because of even Jawan Taylor. I know he's gotten a lot of penalties, but he's been able to protect Patrick Mahomes. And hey, Patrick has had a tough year, but he's been safe the entire out of it. Now, I want to talk about Thuney here real quick because he is most likely out, meaning you need every single person on your O-line to be available and to be ready to be put in any type of position. Obviously, Nick Allegretti is the one who will probably slide into Thuney's spot. He's technically listed as the right guard backup, but given Allegretti has experience in the playoffs, he's going to slide to the left guard. And I mean, most of the times you can kind of play wherever you want, left tackle. But I just kind of sit here and think, the offensive line has been such a key piece to almost holding this team together. Because in the same tone that the Chiefs have shot themselves in the foot and could have a lot more wins, there's also some games where they have won close games, and it's been because of Patrick Mahomes keeping him safe. So in the same tone, there's also a bunch of games where if that line isn't as good, they lose the game. You need to have everybody available for this game coming up on Sunday. And it's huge because Joe Thuney is out, or most likely out, they're going to blitz. Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith. They may even throw a Kyle Hamilton blitz in there. You got to watch out for every freaking thing the Ravens can throw at you. And their defense with Mike McDonald, it's something else. We are going to be live for the game once again, so make sure you join us. I really, really want to see you there because it's going to be a party. And here's the thing. With the AFC Championship game on the line, we want you to be here because the Super Bowl trip could be coming up. So make sure you're joining us for it. We really appreciate you watching. And as always, Chiefs Kingdom, peace out. What would you grade the safety room? Guys? Growls? Nice. Tom Hood, Joe Thuney is most likely not playing. Falcons hire Raheem Morris. Get going, Petey. Tony Fuentes says B. Cameron Clark says A-. Paul says A. Nice.
By the way, in some non-Chiefs news, the Falcons, no Bill Belichick.
Sam.
Raheem Morris, the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Sam, did you listen to me?
Did you just say it?
I said that 3 seconds ago.
Oh, well.
Did I not say that? Hold on. Let's ask the chat. Did y'all hear me say?
No, it's fine.
Say that.
No, it sounds like you said.
Did you hear me say? But I want to. Why for yes and for no? Did I say that?
I had some real selective hearing right there for a sec.
I 100% looked down at my watch and said, Falcons hire Raheem Smith. Get going, Petey.
You have
Looked
to understand,
at you.
I wasn't listening what was in my ear. I was listening to what I was looking at. Yeah, exactly. I can't exactly explain it. I know.
There you go, Tammy. Pay attention, Sam.
It's fine. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
It does. I said snack.
It's been a long week.
I said snacks in that video.
This is our Friday right now since we were working on Sunday for the Chiefs game. That's our Monday technically. So we're just about ready for the weekend. I don't know about you guys. I
did say snacks. So
I was tired before the show, so I went and got a Celsius beforehand, and I haven't taken that much of it. I haven't drank that much of it, so that's probably why it's taking that much Celsius.
We need to go home. It's been a long week.
It's medicine. That's why.
2 videos a day has really drained us.
It's been a long week. I'm ready for happy hour. I don't know about you guys. Let's get some shout-outs.
Happy for all the hours. Anjanette White is at A. Tommy with a B. Tony saying B. Obliqua. Is that how I see your name? Obliqua. Am I saying that right? How would you say it? Oblique?
Yeah, it's like oblique, but with an A. Obliqua.
Yeah, obliqua. B-. Gold Jam saying A-. What'd you say? I didn't hear this. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. By the way, 52 people watching, 43 likes. We're doing pretty good. If you haven't liked the video yet, go down there, hit that like button. Let's get to 50. Certainly appreciate it. But yeah, I think the safety room is really, really good. Cole Kelleher, he's hanging out with us. I saw you come in here. A-. I like that.
The Ravens have a good safety room of their own, by the way.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton, who was, I believe, an All-Pro this year. Yeah. Geno Stone, who was, I think, second in the league.
Stone is so underranked. Like, no one talks about him just because of how good Hamilton was.
I think it's also just because he hasn't. It's not like he's played a majority of snaps either.
Yeah, he kind of.
Who's their third safety? I'm trying to think of his name right now, but they have another guy who plays plenty as well.
I play with the Ravens a lot on Madden. I really should know this.
Ravens depth chart. Marcus Williams.
Yeah, that's
so Geno Stone as the backup safety. Finished second. 7 interceptions.
Jeez.
I'm curious, how many snaps did he play?
Marlon Humphrey, by the way, is at practice, too. He's been kind of in and out of injuries.
Geno Stone played, on average, it looks like 75% of snaps.
Jeez.
And a bunch of special teams.
That's funny that a guy who has 7 interceptions played special teams at all.
Yeah.
A- from Dustin Hayes and Daniel Longstaff. Richard P. has a question for Sam. What's Accelerator? Is that another energy drink I don't know about?
I said hashtag Sam. I guess he's talking about an energy drink.
Is that an energy drink? Ikoa saying B+. Pet Bobcat, I agree. I think we get. People are not giving the Chiefs a lot of shots to wins, including our bosses. We got to prove the bosses wrong this week. Got to be honest.
Might have to see if they have this at a gas station or something. I usually swing by the gas station on my way to work on McKinney Avenue.
Well, you could accelerate there.
That's a good one. By the way, we don't have a ton of questions. We have 50 people watching. I can guarantee you right now Tony's going to be on the show. He's always sending in a couple questions, so we've got him covered. We've got Carl Bailey on and Cole Keller. And that's it.
Use hashtag Chiefs, guys.
Hashtag Chiefs. You got a pretty good shot of getting on the show.
I'll tell you what.
Guarantee you that much.
Well, let's help people out. Do you want to show one of them up there just so they know what it looks like? Because, I mean, you get on the screen.
Here,
you are easily on there.
I can hit one of Tony's questions.
There we go.
This is a good thing, that we just hit this, right?
Yeah.
The injury report, healthy players coming into to play, hope no injuries. I feel like there's a lot of dinged up guys, like the guys that will play that might some that will play through things. Some that I think
to me,
Joe Thuney is the biggest question mark.
Him and Derek Nottie, because Nottie, there was a clear difference last week without him on the line. They just didn't get as much pressure as I like. They still got pressure, but not as much as you would usually think. So I hope he's healthy, but right now I'm very concerned. Which we will have a video tomorrow about who has been ruled out and kind of what goes on. But I just hear it here. You get your name on there, you get your question on there. So you got a question, use hashtag Chiefs. Or you can also skip the line with a super chat. By the way, today we have a special deal. As always, any super chat is a personalized Chiefs chat. But as you know, some of you know, we have a Chiefs Hall of Fame board. $10 you can get on there. It's usually $20. So pretty good. Pretty good. So DJ Garnett saying, shout out Jay. Shout out Jay and shout out DJ. Hanging out with us. We appreciate y'all. Also, we have more likes than people watching. So that's pretty freaking cool. Always a good thing. But yeah, use hashtag Chiefs to get in some questions. And if you want to skip the line, then use the super chat and bingo bango, you are in there. So, but we're going to talk about some key matchups, some key players, and we got to 50 likes. So I think they earned this now. They've definitely earned this one coming up. So we're going to go into this second part of our live show, talking about the matchups to watch, the key things, all coming up right here on the Chiefs Report. Let's get going. All right, the Chiefs and the Ravens, it's a big matchup in the AFC Championship. And today, we're going to talk about some key players on the Chiefs side, some key matchups, along with the keys to the game. Lots of keys in this show, all coming up right here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. We are happy that you chose to take some time out of your day to hang out with us right here. I'm your host, Jace Andrews, and I'm telling you what, if you're going to hang out with me and Sam on Saturday during the game, or on Sunday rather, then like the video. We're going live at 12 p.m. Central Time, 2 hours before game time at 2. So if you're hanging out with us, if you're going to come spend some time, then guess what? Get down there and like the video. I'd certainly appreciate it, and we're going to make sure we get a head count for this game. Let's talk about some Chiefs injuries before we go too far in here. These are the main ones that I'm worried about for this game. We have Joe Thuney with the pec injury, looking like he will not play. Sky Moore, who I'm hesitant to see if they'll put him out there. Given the offense has been so good since he has left, I don't really want him out there just because I feel like that could mess up the vibe. And the Derek Nottie, we saw how the defensive line last week versus the Bills wasn't exactly as good as it was in prior games with Nottie in the line. So he's more of a key than I think we probably realized. I'm hoping he's there, but I'm a little concerned at right now. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait. The big thing is we're pretty healthy for this game, to be quite honest with you. I mean, there's nothing like glaringly obvious where you're looking at that like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so big. Like, Isiah Pacheco, he's going to be fine. You're going to have Patrick Mahomes. You're going to have Travis Kelce. Rashee Rice is good. For the most part, you're going to have pretty much all of your playmakers out there, especially on the offensive side. Defensively, just kind of a couple dinged up guys, really all it is. And most of the guys in an AFC Championship game, you're going to play through some dings up. You're not going to, miss any of that. Ravens-wise, it does look like Mark Andrews is going to play against the Chiefs. So that kind of adds a different thing. But Coach Spags did say that they are planning for this. He basically kind of came out and basically was like, okay, we know that Andrews has a chance to play. So because of that, we are going to prepare like he is playing. That way we are ready for anything. And if he's not, that's one less guy to worry about. That's good to know that they're planning for it. The hard thing is, with Isiah likely in the way he's been playing this season, I'm a little worried the Ravens may be able to kind of really shake up their offense. So we'll have to see, but hey, we'll learn that in time. Let's talk about some players to watch for the Kansas City Chiefs that I think could be the ones that could really make or break this game. The first one is an obvious one. It's been one that I've honestly said pretty much the past 5 weeks now, and it's Isiah Pacheco. He's really come alive in this year, and honestly, there's not been a sophomore slump. In fact, I would call this more of a breakout year than a sophomore slump. He's really a lot better than he was last year. He almost had 1,000 yards in the season, and in the postseason, he's been the guy. A touchdown in each of the games, nearing 200 yards on almost 40 carries. And when you're averaging almost 5 yards per carry, you deserve a lot of carries, and I hope Andy Reid gives it to him because, listen, the secondary for the Ravens is going to be tough. You can get the ground game going early. Guess what? This offense is also going to get going early, and I think that's the key here. I don't really understand the whole thing of Pacheco 1 run, and then we're going to give Clyde 2 runs in the early part. It should be a heavy dose of Isiah Pacheco throughout the first quarter. I want to see him in a lot of different packages. Heck, maybe even give it to him on a jet sweep. I would like to see that. I trust his ball handling, and overall, I think he could be a really big piece to this offense going in the early part of the game, which we'll talk more about here in a little bit. But before we do that, let's go into another player to watch, and then let's go to the defensive side here with Willie Gay Jr. Now, Willie Gay dealt with a neck stiffness injury all throughout the week, but he's going to be a huge part in this game. He needs to control Lamar Jackson, and this isn't more or less just for Willie Gay, but with also Drew Tranquil, with Nick Bolton. You can't have happen what you had last week. And if you're wondering what happened last week, it was Josh Allen, 70 yards on the ground on just 12 carries. That can't happen with Lamar because Josh Allen is a bigger guy in the open field. You can kind of corral him. Lamar Jackson, open field tackling, is probably one of the hardest things to do in the National Football League. In fact, I was watching the game with my buddy and just kind of looking at this and watching him run against the Texans. It is so hard to know where he's going to go. Is he going to cut? How is this all going to work out? So I would like to see the Chiefs have a game plan for this because running quarterbacks have been somewhat of an issue for them all year long. And now you face the creme de la creme, Lamar Jackson. So how can you go about it? We'll find out. The third key player is no surprise, but he needs to be mentioned. And there's a specific reason why I have him. Patrick Mahomes. He's always a key player, but in this game, I'm focusing more on his turnovers. Now, the big issue this year when it comes to the Chiefs' losses is impromptu turnovers and overall just not exactly corralling and keeping the ball safe, I think is the bigger thing. And Mahomes has been a big problem with that. He's fumbled it. He's thrown 14 interceptions. But on the contrary, his postseason, it's not like the regular season. He has 38 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. This guy has he will have a full season worth of statistics coming up after this game. And yet, guess what? This season in 2023, he threw 14 interceptions. Say he throws just 1 or even none in this game, he's going to have half that in his postseason career. He turns on a switch, he knows what he's doing, and I trust that he'll control the ball and protect the ball in the right manner, but it is key, and he needs to do that if the Chiefs want to win. Here's what you can do, though. Predict Mahomes' stat line in the comment section. Will he throw an interception? Will he not? How many touchdowns is he going to throw? How many yards is he going to go through? Go down there, give me yards, touchdowns, interceptions. I want to see what y'all are thinking for Patrick Mahomes come game time against the Mr. Ravens. Let's talk about Travis Kelce, the tight end, who also is a big key because if Mahomes is going to be talked about, his favorite target needs to be talked about, and that's Travis Kelce. Now, Kelce, in my mind, has been one of these guys that is just Mr. Reliable. When the lights shine bright, that's where Mahomes goes. And it's proven because in the postseason, he goes to him all the time. They have the record, in fact, for most postseason touchdowns by a QB receiver duo, which is funny because that guy's not a receiver. Kelce's not a receiver. They're both tight ends. Guess what, though? The 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time, at least in our generation right here, they're the reasons that they go to. They're tight ends. Maybe there's a sign there. 16 touchdowns in the postseason for Mahomes and Kelce, and 15 touchdowns for Mr. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. Going along with that, that's why I got my prize picks with Mr. Travis Kelce, because guess what? If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, you're going to get a first deposit match of up to $100. I'm telling you right now, Mahomes trusts Kelce, so he is going to give him his shots. So the more on receiving yards for Kelce, 64.5, that's just a lock. I don't know how much of a lock you can get, but I trust him. Same tone, Isiah Pacheco. I expect him to get carries early. The secondary for Baltimore is way better than their defensive line. The running game is going to have to get going. So that's more or less 66.5 yards. That's just got to happen. And Lamar, we know what he's capable of. It just makes sense. You're going to give Lamar the ball. I'm going over, or rather more, on the 55.5 rushing yards. Now, Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And it's cool because it's not just football. Obviously, we're kind of winding down. So you're like, well, Jace, what do I do when that's over? That's fine. They got NBA Prize Picks. They got MLB Prize Picks coming out here in a couple weeks. They got NHL. They've pretty much got every sport and a bunch of cool stat types as well. Now, quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy app. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this, you can get a $100 deposit match if you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS. So go down to the comment section and the description. You're going to find that link to go get that $100 deposit match. Go check it out right now and put it on Travis Kelce and the more on his receiving yards. Let's look at some keys to the game here before we kind of dive into my score prediction. The first one is to control Lamar Jackson. We've talked about this all week, but it's very key, not just with his arm, but with his legs. His 2023 stats, they're kind of baffling. 24 touchdowns through the air, along with 5 on the ground. But the bigger thing is, he was almost, or less than 200 yards away from a 1,000-yard rushing season as a quarterback. He's the rushing attack. That's what it is. Like, you can trust Gus Edwards. Like, I think Justice Hill has a good mindset of running backs, but the run game is Lamar Jackson. That's what you have to control. And if you can do that, that is going to be a big key in this game. The second key to the game, get Rashee Rice going. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jace, he's been playing great. What are you talking about? I know, and he has been, but against the Buffalo Bills, he wasn't the same. 4 targets, 4 receptions for 47 yards, and only 11.8 on the average, which you ask, only 11.8, that's pretty good. Correct, but the week prior against the Dolphins, his average was almost over 15. And I say this because 47 yards for Rashee Rice was the fewest total since week 11 against the Philadelphia Eagles, which after that was when he truly became wide receiver 1 for this Chiefs team. And he kind of hopped on board with, okay, I trust Mahomes, Mahomes trusts me, and he got a lot more targets since then. We've seen a really growth in Rashee Rice in just his rookie season, which I want to show some love to him because of it, because I think he could be a really key part in this game against even a good Ravens secondary. So let's show some love to Rashee Rice by typing RR, double R. That's what he has, his Twitter handle and his Instagram. Let's type it down in the comment section of today's video. RR for Rashee Rice. Go get it down there, because I'm telling you, if we do that, the good vibes keep rolling. He's definitely going to have a good game. So I know who comments. I'm going to go down there. And guess what? If you're not one of those, I hate to say it, if he doesn't have a good game, it's on you. Just don't do it. Don't risk it. Go down there and type RR. It takes 2 seconds. And you can do it in this ad break real quick. When you scroll up, we'll be right back. We also have a third key here, talking about Patrick Mahomes and something I mentioned earlier in this video. Don't turn the ball over. You asked me, Jace, they can't be that bad. They can't be. If you look at the playoff teams that are left currently, the AFC Championship contenders and the NFC Championship contenders, the Chiefs have far and away the most turnovers in 2023 between these 4 teams. They have 10 more than San Fran. They've got 9 more than Baltimore. And the guy who is just above them, the Lions, they have 5 more still. Guess what? It cannot happen. It cannot against the Ravens team, who doesn't turn the ball over on top of it. 19 turnovers, you cannot turn the ball over against this team. That is a huge, huge key. On top of which, score early and often. If you can force a turnover, if your defense can get the ball back in your offense's hand and get an early lead, I think getting up early would just be so huge. Now, if you ask why, I think it's probably because the Ravens haven't really had to do that this year. Thinking back throughout their games, the losses that they did had were close. They weren't like they were ever that bad or, a blowout. They never really had to play from behind. Even in the Texans game this past weekend, they never really were back. They always had control. If you take that away from a team that is really not experienced in the playoffs compared to you, That's a big, big key. And I think overall, it could really make a difference in this game. You get up early, you force the agenda on Lamar Jackson. Well, watch out. You may get the win. Let's go to the fifth one, and it's the most important one. Don't beat yourself. I've said this time and time again, but I just want to go back to it real quick. The Chiefs have just kind of beaten themselves, to be honest. Let's go to week 1. Kadarius Toney pops the ball off his hands, pick 6 for Burns. That stinks. He drops the ball that puts the Chiefs in field goal range. You lose by 1. Marquez Valdes-Scantling drops a potential game-winning touchdown pass against the Eagles. There's your second loss. I'm not going to give anything for the Broncos. That just kind of happened. It happens, whatever. Oh well. Then you talk about the Raiders game. Turnovers. Patrick Mahomes in back-to-back plays freaking fumbled the ball on a trick play, which was stupid. And then he threw a pick 6 to Jones. That was the obvious thing of obvious. He went on a really, looked him down, Rashee Rice, pick 6, 2 plays. There's 3 losses right now that could have easily been avoided if you don't shoot yourself in the foot. And then the Packers game was tough. Obviously, the pass interference, not pass interference. Who's to say if MVS would have even caught it? But at the same time, that also hurts. But still, 3 of your losses were on you and you alone. It stinks, but it's the truth. Don't do it this Sunday. Don't do it. Let's predict the score for this game for the Chiefs and the Ravens. What do you have for this game? I'm going to tell you mine here in just a second, but do me a favor. Go down there and predict the score for the Chiefs versus Ravens. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close one. What do you have? My score? Chiefs are coming out on top. I've said this all week. Experience over talent. That's what the Chiefs have. I think that the Ravens are probably the more talented team. Are they crazy talented over Chiefs? No. But when you have the experience and you are close enough on talent, guess what? That makes up for a lot. Going Chiefs 28, Ravens 24. Final, we'll see you in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to be excited for it. And we're going to see you for the game versus the Ravens. We're going to be live at 12 p.m. Central Time, so make sure you hang out with us. A 2-hour live show. We're going to be having a good time, me and Sam partying all day long. We appreciate you, and as always, Chiefs Kingdom, peace out. Predict the score. What do y'all got? Oblique says 33-20. We got Engineette White saying 30-21. Tony saying KC 28, Baltimore 23. What's up, Christopher? Pet Bobcat says, I like it. Tony saying 28-23. Cameron Clark saying 30-27. Chiefs. Let's go. Pat Mo saying 31-28 Chiefs. That's all right. Go Chiefs saying 20-17 Chiefs. I would hope so. Your name's Go Chiefs. Also, shout out Sam. I'm just realizing this. Crystal Ball up in the top corner. Did not recognize that. That's nice. That's nice. I had the Rice Bowl. He got the Crystal Ball. Man, we're on fire this week. We're on fire. Oh, boy. Christopher Mungford, 30-27. That's nice. Boys is saying 31-30 Chiefs. A close game. Close. Man, it's tough. It's tough. Use hashtag Chiefs, by the way. We got a mailbag coming up here in just a moment, so make sure you're using that. We're going to have some questions. Mr. Chop Chop saying 37-24 KC. I like that. Mr. Chop Chop. What are y'all thinking? Duncan Hines saying 21-10. Cameron Clark, we win on a game-winning field goal. That'd be kind of funny after you win on Bass literally just missing a field goal wide right, and then you go out and win against the freaking Ravens on a made field goal. Also, I don't want to bring it up, but I feel like I have to. The Josh Allen curse, don't know if you've heard about this. Every team who's beaten Josh Allen in the postseason has then lost the next week. The Texans beat them back in 2019 or whatever it was, and then the Chiefs beat the Texans the next week. Then the Chiefs beat Josh Allen, and they lost in the Super Bowl. And then the Chiefs beat them again, and then they lost to the Bengals. And the Bengals beat them, and the Chiefs beat them. And now the Chiefs beat the Bills. What happens? Timmy Jackson saying 24-17.
I don't like where you're going with this.
Well, I'm saying we got to break the curse.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate.
That's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah, I'm just breaking. Because no one mentioned it. Hold on. Here's my thing. It's happened 4 years prior to this. So why did nobody mention that last year with the Bengals? I mean, it happened. but nobody mentioned it. Whereas this year, it's like a big thing. I've seen it all over social media.
Because it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger. It's like Texas. Everything's bigger and better when it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, they need to make sure they lose bigger and better.
By the
Butker
way,
gets us over.
we still need a good amount of questions right now. We've got, I can guarantee Tony's going to be on. Excuse me, hold on. Sorry, had a cough. Tony's going to be on. Carl Bailey's going to be on. Cole Keller's going to be on. Cameron Clark, I think we'll get on here. And that's it right now. If we can get some more questions in, we can get more people on the show, that's for sure. I want to try and get as many as we can. If we don't get enough, then we might not be able to do the video.
Yeah, we need your help, man. This is the whole point. You gotta see. Plus, bosses are looking at this to see if the Chiefs can handle this. You know, a second live show, it's big, so they trust us, and I don't want to let them down. I don't want them down. Use hashtag Chiefs, get some questions, and then let's see what we got. Because listen, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. And by the way, Anthony, don't worry. I was more or less saying it because I want to put it out there so that it's not a curse. I feel like if you talk about the curse, it just stops, right? That's how it works, right?
Yeah, if we're doing the reverse broadcast
Correct.
thing,
That's the whole thing.
potentially.
Kind of the reverse broadcast. It's like broadcasters jinx, just reverse it.
I will say, as a gambler, my general experience is that when I say that there's no way something is going to lose, it generally loses more often than it wins.
It's fair.
I talk myself into a false reality. So I don't think that's happening here. But I don't think it's out of the play.
This is fair.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
I didn't mean to kill the vibes there.
No, I was about to say.
That's why I'm not going to say that there's no way.
Well, that's why you was going to follow it, and I was going to say, well, isn't also as bet or gamble, whatever. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, yeah, no.
So, like, I think that's also a thing you got to think about there. Is like, well, am I really going to put money against Mahomes?
Underdog, yeah.
Like, no, that's just not going to happen. All right, guys, use hashtag Chiefs. I mean, there's a chance we just can't do this video if there's not enough. So it's okay. But hashtag Chiefs, get some questions in there.
If that happens, you're just gonna make Jace do more work at home.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
To get some extra videos out on his off days.
I don't want to do that, guys. Please. Hashtag Chiefs.
He wants to be able to talk to y'all.
Literally anything on your mind for this weekend. Anything.
You can honestly ask questions about the offseason, too.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to ask about free agency, who to sign, who to not sign, is Bill Belichick going to be the next coach of the Chiefs?
Boy, I don't know what he's going to do.
That'd be
talked about that on this morning's video. I don't know what he's going to do.
The fact that I was even a statement made this morning is just kind of wild. Like, I just don't get it. It's just freaking...
Who was it that made that statement? Schefter?
Schefter. He was like, it's speculation, but I'm like...
He really just tossed that out into the wind.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is now it kind of picked up traction because there was other people. Who was it? There was another insider. I forget his name, but there was somebody else who picked it up and was like, "Yeah, I kind of agree." I was like,
"Great."
Cameron Clark, use hashtag Chiefs, and we can get that question on there, man. We need to have the hashtag Chiefs in front of it, unfortunately. But yeah, we can get that on there. So Cameron,
it's our like technology thing.
Yeah.
It's how we have to filter the comments.
Yeah. So
Christopher Mugford, you in?
What, Cameron? You gotta put them all both together, man. I'm sorry. Our technology is just, it's kind of, it sees ways where you need to kind of put them both together. So hashtag Chiefs and the question.
So that message that you put there, it's gonna make it through. There's just no question in there, so I can't put it on screen.
Wait, can you just put the hashtag Chiefs on there and show them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do it right now.
I was about to say, just this is what it would look like because like our technology pops up the question. So the hashtag Chiefs, it just goes like this. So, but if you put hashtag Chiefs in the question, it'll look like, here, put up another one. There's the one. I'm making same work, but. Like
the first question I saw in there was this one from Carl Bailey. That'll be the first question on the mailbag.
There we go, Cameron.
Shout out to Carl.
Thanks, man. But yeah, there you go. So, get some questions there. Obviously, you can keep asking him. We have Sam, so he'll just kind of keep throwing them at me until we can't make it anymore. So
yeah, I'll just keep putting questions in at Jace until we run out.
So use hashtag Chiefs, get in there, and let me know what you're kind of thinking for today's little questionnaire. We can talk about these. I mean, we'll have some good times. And plus, offseason's a big time. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's a chance, slim, but there's a chance that a week from now we're talking about offseason stuff. We're not talking about Super Bowl.
No. Knock on wood, knock on wood.
We're not going to. I'm just saying there's a chance. That's a possibility. It's a possibility it won't happen, but it's a possibility. I think I can. That's easy.
Jace knocked on the door. There you go. Knock on wood.
Oh, boy. Well, get some questions there. I think we got some more coming in there, so we're going to probably get going on this, and just keep using it, by the way, throughout the show. Obviously, if you have one, just put it up there. We can kind of fly it on the screen. So without further ado, let's get going here on this Chiefs mailbag. It's almost time. The Chiefs, the Ravens, AFC Championship, it's all coming up. But before that, let's talk about some Chiefs news, some Chiefs rumors, as we're going to talk about the latest going around Kansas City right here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jace Andrews, and today we get to talk about all the latest coming from you guys. So make sure you are subscribed because we're doing live shows where you can get your questions on the show every single week, just like these guys did. Let's start with Carl Bailey, who has a question for us saying, can we finally match point for point if the Crows start lining up the scoreboard? I think we can. This offense, since the Bengals game, Week 17, has been a different animal. They have been more or less what we expected to see. Has it been amazing? No, but at the same time, you scored 20-plus points against the Bengals. You won the Chargers with your backups, and then you proceeded to score a lot on Miami. You scored a decent amount in Buffalo. So I think they definitely can match with this team overall. Now, the thing that I get worried about is how long. I don't want this to turn into a shootout throughout the entire game. But there's definitely like 2-3 series in a row where like both of them score. Yeah, that's definitely going to be okay, but we'll have to see. But I appreciate the question. I definitely think the Chiefs offense is up to that level at this point in time. Cole Kelleher says, what is the likelihood that Isiah Pacheco plays this Sunday? I feel like the Chiefs will need him. If you ask Pacheco, it's 100%. Yeah, he missed a couple of days of practice this week, but the general consensus, even from him, they asked him on, I believe it was Tuesday of this week, where he was asked on his press conference, you're missing some practice time. What do you expect to do on Sunday? And he replied, to be out there. Absolutely. So he's going to be out there. I would say the likelihood is 99.9%. Obviously, that turf toe is not fun, but we've seen Kadarius Toney, not a good example, but we've seen Kadarius Toney who has had no week of practice and then play the game. So in an AFC Championship game, you're going to want him out there. We got a question coming from Tony Fuentes of Staple saying, hoping to give Sky Moore a shot, but my confidence level is low. Yeah, we'll have to see. He's still on that IR practice window. Missed a couple days of practice. I'm getting to the point where I don't think he will play, but overall, we'll have to kind of see. But if you don't have him, this wide receiver depth is really, really good. Rashee Rice at number 1. I'm kind of worried about Kadarius Toney. He's looking like he's good to go this week. Hasn't really been seen much besides limited at practice. MVS, I kind of trust him. I'm not going to lie. I kind of trust the guy after he made a couple catches against the Buffalo Bills. McColl, though, yeah, I may not trust you. 2 fumbles wasn't exactly the greatest thing. You also got guys like Justin Watson, Justin Ross. Richie James has really come on as well. I think we should give him a little more of a shot. But overall, I don't know if we'll see Sky Moore, but I think that it's not really worth it if he is available to put him out there. Jace's burner. That's funny. What is the biggest key for the Chiefs to win? Now, we kind of talked about this a lot this week with like just what exactly I'm watching for in this game and kind of the key to, let's say, victory. But the main one that I think has to be is just controlling Lamar Jackson. I think overall, he is, in a sense, the motor to the Ravens offense. He is the one that is able to go out there and control how good this offense is. In a way, it's similar to Patrick Mahomes, as if the Ravens do good, it's probably because of Lamar, and if the Ravens do bad, it's also probably because of Lamar. But I'd almost compare Lamar a little bit more to Josh Allen, where if Josh Allen turns the ball over, the Bills have no shot. If he doesn't, they have a shot. That's kind of what Lamar is. If he can run the ball and really proceed to kind of get out in space and do a lot of good things, then I think from that point, he probably can make a really big difference in the game. But if you control him, you allow him to not go anywhere, then guess what? The difference is not that way. Who you got in this game? I know there's a lot of talk, but ultimately it comes down to just one team versus the other. So get in the comment section of this video and who you got. KC for Kansas City Chiefs, BAL for the Baltimore Ravens. We know who you have, but just go down there for everybody and type KC because I know we need the good vibes rolling here. Christopher Mungford says, do we go get a wide receiver in the offseason? I think we do. I don't know to what extent that is because T. Higgins was my pick originally. I think that's the one that I would like the Chiefs to get. Right now, there's growing traction with him following his offensive coordinator and ending up in Tennessee with the Titans, but I don't know how true that is at this moment. Obviously, free agency is still a bit away. I will say this. All indications are the Chiefs are going to use that first-round draft pick, wherever it might be, on a wide receiver. I've heard a lot of guys' names being mentioned, but I think the big one is Troy Franklin, the Oregon wide receiver. And then the other one, there's a couple of names kind of floating around that just kind of would be a good fit. Brian Thomas Jr., the LSU guy, has kind of really risen up the ranks over the past couple of days. But there also is a lot of free agents you could talk about. You got Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, T. Higgins, Marquise Brown, and Calvin Ridley. I think overall, these three are the ones I'm shooting for right here. Michael Pittman, T. Higgins, and Marquise. I think if you can get one of these three, that's what I would choose. I like Mike Evans. I don't want to pay him what he's worth. And Calvin, I think, is not worth the money at all. I don't trust Calvin Ridley. So Pittman, Higgins, or Brown will be my choices. Carl Bailey comes in with another one saying, can the Alley Cats be a more potentially difficult Super Bowl win? I think so, but here's what I would like. If it is the Lions, the Alley Cats, as you mentioned, you get the first game of the year to be the last game of the year, which would be so much fun because guess what? The Chiefs lost that first game. Maybe they can win the second time. And I saw this on Twitter. I have to say it. A Kadarius Toney revenge game in the Super Bowl against the Lions after gifting them a win would hit so freaking hard. Oh my gosh, I can just see it now. Kadarius Toney catching a deep pass from Mahomes to put the Chiefs up by 7 with like 2 minutes to go. And it's just like, oh, you should have lost the first game. Like, it is, oh man, I hope so, but I would honestly rather play the Lions than the Niners. I think that'd just be a more interesting game to me, but ultimately, I just want to get there, beat the Ravens this week, and then we can talk about the opponent then. So we'll see what that happens. I will say, if you do want the Chiefs to win on Sunday and be in the Super Bowl against the Alley Cats or the 49ers, well then do me a favor, get down there and like the video because I certainly went ahead to face either the Lions or the Niners. I want to face somebody. I want to be in the Super Bowl. Get down there, like that video. It takes 2 seconds. I would really, really appreciate it. And on top of which, it helps us out and it helps the Chiefs out. Cameron Clark comes with a question saying, should we keep L'Jarius Sneed or let him go in free agency? Keep. I don't care if you let Chris Jones go, you keep L'Jarius Sneed. This guy has played unfreaking real. And ultimately, if you can keep him and you have Trent McDuffie and him, your cornerback room is so freaking good. It'll be good for a long time. The one problem, the one area where I think they may not sign him is because they do like Justin Williams. They do like Justin Williams and Joshua Watson, or Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson. Good grief. I have too many J's and W's together. There's Justin Watson, the receiver. There's Justin Williams, Jalen Watson, good grief. Anyways, there's a lot of good cornerbacks on the Chiefs is what I'm trying to say. And so I think that may be the one deterrent to signing L'Jarius Sneed, given his value has rose. But he's been the best cornerback in the league for this entire year. So Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, there we go. Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed, the best quarterbacks, I think. That's the best quarterback room. You can't tell me otherwise. Pet Bobcat says, what's your over-under on how many times Mahomes runs? Ooh, all right. Well, I know Sam is a big betting man, so I'm going to give a line here, and hopefully it's a good one. We'll check it out on Sunday. But I'm going to say the over-under for Chiefs. Oh, Mahomes' runs. I'm going to blitz. Over-under 6.5. I'm going to say 6.5 runs is my over-under. And if it's that, I'm going under. I'm saying he's going to run 5. I'm saying he's going to run 5. But I think 6.5 is a pretty good number. I don't know. I think he runs a decent amount, though, because the Ravens are going to blitz, and given the offensive line is going to be probably without Thuney, I think he runs a little more. I think he runs. You know what I don't think, though? You can get 25% off a shirt and hat combo on Fanatics right now if you use the link chatsports.com/KC combo. Get geared up for what hopefully will be a Super Bowl run coming up if the Chiefs can beat the Ravens in this upcoming game. So go down. We're going to have it in the comments and the description of this video. Chatsports.com/KC combo. You're going to be able to get this shirt, this hat for 25% off. The deal won't last long. Go down there, check it out now. It's a special deal for Chiefs Report watchers. Click that link. Go look it out. Get it, because I will say this. I'm wearing my red shirt now. I haven't seen many Chiefs yellow shirts. I kind of like them. Go check it out. Plus the hat, fire. KC combo, chatsports.com/KC combo. Go check it out in the comments and the description. Donnie Fuentes saying, hope in the offseason we bring back Chris Jones. Hope, yes. The cost is what scares me. The Chiefs are sitting around $31 million in cap space. For the longest time, I was thinking, oh, well, that's okay. They'll cut they'll cut MVS, and they'll have around an extra $12 million to spend. I don't know if they cut him anymore. I know it was one game, but I don't know if they couldn't cut him anymore. And so you only have $31 million, which means if you are going to sign Chris Jones, that's your offseason. You sign Chris Jones, and then you draft. That's it. Because he's worth around $30 million a year, which means no L'Jarius Sneed, no Willie Gay. There's a lot of just members that, especially on the defensive side, you need to keep. No Michael Dana. It's just your money right now is thin, and unfortunately, I don't think Chris Jones is worth what he would be worth with the Chiefs as he would with other people. I think the Chiefs can only pay him around $15 million, which is what L'Jarius Sneed is, which is where I think the money goes there, not Chris Jones. Christopher Mungford says, does MVS have another big game? I said it last week. I hope he does, because if he does, we can forget about the drops versus the Packers, versus the whatever, every single team. Let's be honest. He dropped a pass versus everybody. We can forget about it. This dude comes out and balls out, and this game gets us to the Super Bowl. Next Super Bowl, even this game. Obviously, you play well in the Super Bowl, it also helps. But if you get to the Super Bowl and you have a game-winning play or something like that, you're going to be kind of forgotten about with those drops. It's not going to matter anymore. So we'll see. I think he could, especially with a Ravens secondary that has a couple good safeties. I'm interested to see how the Chiefs play this, but we'll see. Random George saying Taylor Swift is coming to the Ravens game. Yes, she is. I know it's not confirmed, but I'm gonna sound bad here. Maybe you'll think differently than me. I kind of know their schedule. So as of right now, Taylor Swift is still off tour. She is not on her world tour for the Eras Tour, whatever. And so she will be at the game probably with Jace and Kelce once again. The kind of plan is, what I've heard is that Travis and Taylor have a special Valentine's weekend planned. So after the Super Bowl, he's going to take her out, have a nice little Valentine's weekend, whatever, and then she goes to her rest of her tour, which I would assume Kelce will probably spend some time with her while she does that, given she spent time with Travis for his game. So you may think differently, and I just know Taylor Swift, so sorry. Isiah Ice Pop Pacheco. Do you think Isiah Pacheco will play? I think he will. I think it's going to be... He has the toe injury. It's not like he's hurting a leg, and he said it himself. Are you going to play? Absolutely. So he's going to be a big piece. I hope he's 100%, but I definitely think he will play. I'm not really worried about that. Benson Johnson saying, who should we target as our wide receiver one in the offseason? T. Higgins, probably. I think kind of going back to the main people we're looking at, you either get a free agent. I also think it may be in your room. Like, if you don't get T. Higgins, Pittman, or potentially Marquise Brown, it's Rashee Rice again. Why not run it back with the guy? He was almost a 1,000-yard receiver. And again, he was almost a 1,000-yard receiver when he wasn't given the fair shots. I think, personal opinion here, if he was given the same amount of reps that Puka Nacua got early in the season because Cooper Kupp was hurt, I think Rashee Rice is on that same level. I think he is in that potential of around breaking the rookie receiving record at 1,400 yards. I think he's right there with him because Andy Reid never really trusted him till like week 10 or week 11. Like that's when they finally started giving him shots. And he still almost had 1,000 yards. If he has the shots early in the season, I would argue he's probably right around there. I will say, though, I expect to get a big game from him this weekend, and I hope you join us for it as well. We're going to be live right here on the Chiefs Report at 12 p.m. Central Time, so make sure you hang out with us, and you can do that by subscribing at youtube.com/ChiefsTV. That way, you can know exactly when we go live. Turn on notifications as well. You're going to get a little notification 30 minutes before we go live. So we appreciate you, and hope we see you come Sunday for the Chiefs versus Ravens game. But for now, peace out. Let's go. Who you got? Who you got? Chiefs versus Lions matchup at Super Bowl. It'll be awesome. Tony's got KC. Let's go. If we get T. Higgins, who would you replace him with? What do you mean? Kadarius, Tony. You take out Kadarius, you make T the 1, Rashee the 2. That's all you need to do there. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would love Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not going, though. Susan, thanks for the Taylor update. You're welcome. I mean, ultimately, I cover the Chiefs, so I figure this out pretty quickly of what exactly is going on in that life, whether I want to or not. Don Luke Picard saying KC. Tony Fuentes saying KC. Go Chiefs saying KC. Imagine if that game that started the season ends it. That's what I'm saying, Ice Pop. Like, that would be just freaking funny as heck. It'd be so funny. No, you're good. Go Chiefs. You're good. It took me a second, but I got you. I got you, man. What a fun time. Richard P. hanging out with us saying KC. Don Luke Picard, a legend from the Tuesday stream, hanging out with us on Thursday now. Legend there. Legend.
The countdown is on. Wait, hold on. This will be cool. A nice little way to close out the show.
I don't know what's happening here. So
no, you're fine.
Let's trust Sam.
You don't have to know.
Countdown is on.
What day say? 25th?
25th.
Game's at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Hold on. I'm curious if this would work.
See you, Tony.
Wait.
Ice Pop, I've got 28-24 Chiefs. How about those Chiefs, says Magnus.
Oh, is there not a code for day?
Oh, no. Dang.
Hold on.
What's up, Edwin? Independence, Missouri. See you, Sam.
There we go. Countdown to kickoff. 2 days, 21 hours, 16 minutes, even.
Shout out Sam for doing the math.
Come join us. We'll be live.
We will be live.
So the countdown to kickoff is on.
Okay, so that's kickoff. So technically 2 days, 19 hours, and 15 minutes till we're live, right? 2 hours before? Does that
yes,
math?
19 hours. 2 days, 19 hours, 15 minutes, and 36 seconds until we're live. Yes.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Grim Reaper Mahomes about to beat Baltimore. Bro, that's my favorite quote.
I'm excited. I hope all 63 people that are watching right now are with us on Sunday.
Me too. I know they will. Because where else would you be? Where else? With the Chiefs Report.
Yeah, like the Bills say, where else would you rather be? But right here, right now.
Bills suck.
That's what they're saying.
No, they're playing the. Did you see the last thing I'll say before we go? Tua and Josh at the end of the season, they had that last game against each other to decide the 2 and 6 seed. Yeah. Allen won, and Allen went up to Tua and said, "Hey, we'll see you in a couple weeks." And I quote tweeted, and I was like, "Damn, they already planned their trip to Cancun before the season was even over at that point." That's good planning. They can play they can have the AFC Championship between the Bills and Dolphins, while the Eagles and Cowboys have their NFC Championship. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. The East, the AFC and the NFC East, they're just kind of overhyped, I guess, because all 4 of those teams are from those divisions. So
now we're 2 days, 21 hours, 14 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Yes! Bye, Timmy. All right, we're going to say goodbye as well because we got to get ready. I mean, I got to go get dressed for 21. I mean, that's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. I got to go get my makeup done, get a haircut, and a lot of things here I can do before we go live. So anyway, but we appreciate you. Shout out to Sam for helping us out. Shout out to all you watching. We hope to see every single one of you at 12 p.m. Central Time. So we appreciate it. And yeah, go Chiefs. How about them? Peace out, Chiefs Kingdom.